Hello and welcome to the cryptocurrency news channel. Well, Terra Luna is at a crossroads and it's going to be a showdown between the Fatcats and the average community member. Of course, the Fatcats we're talking about are the major validators, very fat catish validators. And they actually support the fork. The biggest validators, they control about 16-17% of the voting power. They actually support the hard fork because I think they kind of see it that the original chain doesn't really have much value and they have to fork and try all over again. But some of the staunchest supporters, including CZ, who's also a fat cat himself, does not actually support this. They think the chain's value lies in the original chain. Now, the thing about this is if you do the hard fork, there is that proposal that you can actually buy before May 27th. And if you buy before May 27th, you actually get the airdrop. So if this actually goes through, I would actually look at buying some Terra before May 27th and then dumping it around the 25th, because I do think people will buy the rumor, sell the news, and as it rises up, some people will actually ditch it. So that's how I would actually play this. But overall, this is one of the few times I actually side with the Fat Cats, because I really don't think UST in its current form can ever repeg, and Terra in its current form really has any value. So I think forking it, even though not a good option, is basically the only option they've got if they want to save any value in the chain. So it's basically like the validators, the big validators against the community right now. And more than a dozen validators have announced support for Terra Chain. They're not crazy about it, but they'll go ahead and do it. Now, the thing is, the community itself, actually, they did an informal poll, and something like 90% of people were against it. They actually favor, 95% of them favor this burn coins mechanism. But the thing is, I'm not really sure how Terra Luna is going to burn the coins if other people already own the coins. Whose coins are you going to burn and how you're going to manage that? I think some of the proposal was a coin buyback, and then burn. But how are you going to buy the coin back when your protocol is broke and you don't have any money? So we'll have to see about that. Do Kwon obviously doesn't want to do it because I don't think the protocol actually has the money to buy back all the coins and then burn them. I think if you could buy back all the coins and then burn them, that would be the best solution, but I don't exactly know how you would pull that off. So over a dozen validators say they will support a fork of Terra that focuses on development rather than its stablecoin. That fork was proposed yesterday by Terraform Labs CEO Do Kwon. Voting on the proposal will take place Wednesday. The community is divided on whether to fork the chain or carry out a burn plan, though the plans are not exclusive. So they say the plans aren't exclusive, but I think you can only really do one or the other. Why would you fork the chain and burn at the same time? That doesn't really make any sense if you think about it. So several Terra validators have signaled their support of Do Kwon's plan to launch a new blockchain that would eschew the UST stablecoin. So Do Kwon's basically saying, you know what, the stablecoin's screwed. He's probably right about that. And the Luna token as it is right now is screwed. Let's go with a new chain. Although I don't think they should have actually a launch airdrop. I think they should just have an old supporters airdrop. Of course, the community does not actually buy this. I think he might actually eventually have to eschew the launch airdrop, because the whole point of the launch airdrop is to get people to actually buy into their old coin. So whales can actually dump on them before people sell the coin again. So the new Terra chain actually has gained some support. Several of the validators include staking providers BTC.Secure, Stater Labs, O1 Labs, and mixing service TerraBay, the DeFi service Nebula Protocol, and NFT marketplace Random Earth, and a bunch of others all support the protocol. Valkyrie Protocol also actually expressed support. Sigma also expresses support. They control about 18.9% of the network's voting power. But the thing is, the users generally support an earlier proposal that would involve burning tokens, and that proposal has gained 93.5% of support. But I do actually think the proposals are kind of mutually exclusive. If you burn and you try to reboot the current chain, I don't think you would fork into the new chain. So some validators do actually favor both plans, but then you have two competing chains, and that I think would actually cause some problems. So the thing is, right now, I do think it is kind of the major validators versus the community. I actually do favor the validators at this point. I do think they need to actually fork to save what's left. I just don't really like how they're doing the distribution of the new coin. I don't think there should be a new launch. So the major validators just can't basically buy up all the UST right now and get all the networks new coins, because about 25% is going to people that bought UST after the crash. And if you can buy a bunch of UST right now at 8 cents and basically get like a huge airdrop. So I don't really favor that. I think that favors the whales way too much over the common investor. And I think CZ and both Vitalik and CZ say that as well. CZ is obviously a major player in Terra, but he does not actually favor the fork. I think if you take out the launch thing, I think actually if you take out the launch airdrop thing cutoff date, I think you'll find a lot more support. So he might actually have to give that up because I think that is a way for the whales to kind of like cash out. So that's my opinion on it. I do think forking is the right way to go, but I think they need to actually really modify how they do the airdrop. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.